Welcome back, State of Decay 2 survivors. This is Congrexes Prime coming at you with the 6 to 5 big changes that might occur in State of Decay 2 in 2021. Wishlist video, part 1. So what is this video going to be about, guys? What are we going to be talking about? In the last Undead Lab stream, there was I guess the big boss from, well, one of the big bosses from State of Decay 2 was there, and he hyped up that there were going to be 6 changes that he wanted to occur, but he only saw 5 of them that he probably was going to make happen. There's something along those lines is what he said. And I was trying to figure out, what would be those, 5 to 6 things that might change. So the first thing I went to look at was the State of Decay 2 wishlist forum, which you can go there by just typing in State of Decay 2 and then space wishlist, and you'll be able to access this particular list of ideas that players have, been upvoted by other players to, on this list of priorities. So I have the list in front of us, and there's 7 things on the list, but I'm only going to really be talking about 6. And we're going to break this video up into, several segments because I don't want this video to be too long. So we might discuss 2 or 3 segments, 2 or 3 things per video. We'll see. We'll see how this pans out, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the screen right now the actual list. A very strong disclaimer here, guys. None of these ideas are mine. I don't lay claim to any of them. And some of these ideas I foresee happening, and some of these ideas I don't see how the heck they can actually implement in State of Decay 2. But again, the disclaimer is these are not my ideas. These individuals are listed. Their names are there on the list, and that's their ideas. I'm just simply talking over those ideas and giving my 2 cents about them. So at the very top of the list, the number 1 thing that's been voted, 570 votes right now, and it's about a year old, State of Decay 2 survivors want to see relationships in a system in the game. Now, I'm only going to read through them right now. The next one is going to be increased survivor capacity, which means that they want to see be able to hold more people at your homestead, which is kind of cool. The next thing, the third thing, which is surprising because I thought it would be the number 1 thing, is the city map, which we're going to talk about that later. Ways to earn prestige outside of Daybreak. That was surprising as well. Making Trumbull Valley a playable map is the next one, so that's number 5. And I thought this would be a lot higher on the votes. It's only 382 votes for that one. And then the last one we're going to talk about in this video is enclaves or survivor groups that roam the map dynamically. And we're definitely going to talk about that in the very near future. So those are the 6 things on the top of the wish list video here that I'm making, and we're going to go probably 2 at a time. Alright, so let's tackle the very first thing on this list with 570 votes, relationship systems. Now, we're going to defer to another game called Mass Effect, also the Dragon Age games, and BioWare in general, Baldur's Gate, a couple other games that have been made, XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. They all have some kind of bonding to another character or forming a relationship, rather that's like, brotherly kind of thing, family, or something that's more, sexual in nature or whatever. There are games that do it, and they do it good, and some do it really good. So how can we implement something like that in State of Decay 2? And the idea of it right now, for me, it's unfathomable. Because with the way the game is designed right now, they will have to, if they want to do it organically, you will have to voice over all this stuff. Now, I know that there are some things in the game where hey, honey, you're home? Or, hey, cutie, and they'll say something like that. And there's a little bit of a flirtatious kind of saying. But how many of those things audio catch do they have captured from all these voice actors that they use for State of Decay 2? So it will be something that will have to be inorganically, and it'll be like a text buffer that comes up. And it'll just, if they don't do it through voice and don't do it through all these voice actors, it's going to be kind of weird. And then you have to build some kind of relationship mechanism, right? I just don't see it happen in the State of Decay 2, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, I could see it probably happen in State of Decay 3 if Undead Labs is really truly listening to the people that, that give them suggestions. But I just don't see something like this being able to be implemented. Now, I can see the merit in it. I can see that if you bond with particular characters, you'll get a bonus. But just like Undead Labs, they like to do, they like to give you a plus, but they like to give you a minus. So it gives you another option to lose more materials, more resources, will just be splurged because they fight or whatever, be cat fights or dog fights or whatever it is. I think at the end of the day, we better be very careful what we wish for. Now, I don't foresee this happening in the State of Decay 2. Now, it doesn't mean that it can't happen. I just don't see them wasting the resources and adding or implementing something like that in this game. Now, would it be a good idea? Sure, it will add another dynamic to the game. Is it gonna happen? I don't know, my dudes. I don't think so. I can pretty much say that it's probably not gonna happen. But if it does happen, it will surprise me. Let's move on to the next thing on the list, which it's kind of like a cool one. It says increase in survivors capacity in your base, which right now it was always kind of weird for me. Like I played State of Decay 1, 6-7 years ago, and you will have 20 plus survivors in your base. You could have to way more than that, and it got incredible. There was mad dudes in your base, and of course you have to manage the food and you have to manage a bunch of the stuff. So the way the game is designed right now, with specifically the harder difficulties where your survivors eat more, you're gonna have to find a fine balance to be able to feed that many people. But I'm sure that something could be implemented in the game's code where they can allow you to, instead of just having the maximum number, which I believe now is 12 survivors is the max you can have, to maybe bumping up to 18. I don't see why they couldn't do that. That's just moving around numbers, I think. I don't know for sure, but I think it could be done. Could it be done in this year? Probably. I would say, a lot likelier to see an increase in the survivors in your base than there is the chances of us, let's say, getting relationship systems. I give it, a better chance. Now, do I know that for sure, guys? No, I do not. I'm just speculating, and take everything I say with a grain of salt, okay? None of this is facts. This is just opinions and what I think of Undead Labs' capabilities as a studio, especially since State of Decay 2 is kind of like something they're doing to keep the franchise going and to keep everybody excited. They're not gonna put the manpower to do something very difficult. They're just gonna put stuff that they can manage. Something like this, I think they can. I could see it happening. All right, guys. So we're gonna move on to the third thing on the list, which is a city map. Now, we all know that Lifeline came around for State of Decay 1, and it was sort of a city map. Sort of, it kind of gave you that feeling that you were on a map, but it didn't give you the large buildings where you can go in and loot, and, it kind of zoned it out. It felt cool, though. I enjoyed Lifeline. As a matter of fact, it's my favorite DLC of all time when it comes to State of Decay, because I like the whole going in there with the recovery team from the military and trying to save people, and at the same time you're trying to find out more about the virus. You're trying to get scientists out, and you're getting supply drops from the military itself. So you got top tier weapons, and to me it was a cool experience. I thought that the execution of Lifeline was cool. There was only one thing I had a problem with, was how fast you have to always go back to the base, and you didn't really get a lot of time to explore the map because you had to go back and defend the siege, or, catastrophic things would happen. So, again, I thought Lifeline was my most favorite DLC of all State of Decay. But can they implement that map in State of Decay 2? And I think they can, simply because one person made the Heartland map. And the Heartland map is basically Trumbull Valley. So, Trumbull Valley map, a little bit gutted on the corners or whatever, but it's still the Trumbull Valley map, was done by one guy, and that's how we got Heartland. Now, is Heartland a great DLC? To me, it's a so-so DLC, but it was cool to revisit Trumbull Valley. So why couldn't they bring the Lifeline map, and give you kind of like an urban feeling to it, even though it wasn't really urban. You know, it was a pretty, it was a racetrack, to be honest with you guys, with segmented stuff that you can go visit corners and explore and get loot. And, you know, like I said, it wasn't a bad deal. So can they redo that? They can. You know, with State of Decay 2 graphics will be cool to play. Also, can it be a map in rotation? I don't see why not. I don't know how they will work that, but the sieges on that were the best part of Lifeline. But anyway, guys, or maybe even a variation. But anyway, like I was saying, this is all speculation, guys. I want to get some comments below. I want you guys interacting. I want you guys to tell me what you guys think about this list. Even though I've only talked about the top 3, I'm going to make a second segmented video just like this one, about the same length, and we're going to talk about the last 3 things on the list. Even though there's 7, I'm going to talk about the last 3. You guys are free to leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. If, you know, what do you think it's possible? Do you see all these things happening? What do you suspect? I mean, anything, guys. This is all about trying to give this video traction to maybe draw eyes to that list, maybe get more votes on certain things that you guys think should be higher, and interacting. Again, you guys can visit the State of Decay 2 wish list, and you type it just like that, and it'll get you right to where you need to go. If you don't have an account, make it an account, upvote, leave a comment, and let's see what changes, you know, from a week-to-week basis. Now, I plan to make another video really shortly after this one about the next 3 things, and we're going to kind of have the same conversation. If you guys will stay tuned for that, that'd be great. Again, if you like this type of content, you know, let me know. And that's all I have for now, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. The subs have been coming in for the last month has been incredible. The my dudes joining, incredible. I mean, I'm just astonished, guys. Again, thank you so much for your support. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. Again, and I want to open up these conversations because I really, really want to know what's on your mind. You know what I'm saying? And I really want Undead Labs to know what's on your mind as well, because when I'm done making this segment of videos, and I want to make a closing video with a lot of the best comments that were left in these 2 videos that I'm making, and I'm gonna make a closing video, and we're gonna discuss it like at, you know, like a group conversation. I'm gonna go over it and read them, tell you what I think, and you know, again, putting eyes on the game. That's all I have for now, guys. Like, love, and peace. Congrexes checking out.